Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy Council, Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, President of Walailak University, Vice President and Assistant to the President of Walailak University, Director and Deputy Directors of Research and Innovation Institutes of Excellence, Walailak University, esteemed scholars, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, and all distinguished guests both joining us here in Thaiburi Auditorium Hall, and those watching us online via live broadcast. Welcome to Walailak Research Convention WRC 2025, held in celebration of the 33rd anniversary of Walailak University.
And as an important activity in Reinventing University 2024, once again, we are back to create research collaboration on diverse themes in our annual convention. And this year's theme is the roles of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon.
And ladies and gentlemen, before we go further, please allow us to briefly introduce ourselves. My name is Ajahn Nuchana Sukkel, lecturer of School of Liberal Arts, Walailak University.
My name is Assistant Professor Dr. Prasert Makao, lecturer of School of Public Health. We are very honored to be your MC for the opening ceremony today.
And in WRC 2025, over the course of 3 days, from 26 to 28 of March, we are proud to present to you an exceptional lineup of over 10 parallel sessions, international conferences, symposiums, each hosted by Walailak University Center of Excellence and Research Center in collaboration with the Center for Scientific and Technological Equipment and various schools of Walailak University.
Owing to this year's theme, we are exploring 4 major cutting-edge topics, including sustainability and blue carbon, green and blue innovation, disaster management, and food and health sciences.
And this year, we also received a great honor from Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council to chair the convention.
Also, we are honored to welcome more than 50 distinguished experts from 20 countries across the world.
And ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the formal commencement of the opening ceremony, please allow us to walk you through the highlights of the ceremony. So in the opening ceremony, there will be a keynote speech given by Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council on the topic, the role of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon. After that, there will be the panel discussion joined by 4 distinguished experts specializing in the area of research in sustainability. The session will be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisigrod, Vice President of Walailak University.
And after the opening ceremony, starting from 1 p.m. at Khao Luang Meeting Room, we have a panel session of Reinventing University, featuring the roundtable discussion for driving the collaboration on research in sustainability and blue carbon, followed by the research project discussion focusing on driving sustainability through blue carbon and sustainable tourism.
And if you are interested in entrepreneurship and innovation, please join us at Huatapan Chamber for the Walailak Investor Day 2025 under the theme Innovation Empowers Beyond Boundaries, organized by Walailak Science and Technology Park. This activity is actually taking place right now as we speak until 5 p.m. today.
And today, there are 3 parallel sessions hosted by Center of Excellence talking about sustainable world created by biomaterials and polymer performances, technology, and innovation for laboratory and innovative materials.
WRC 2025 will conclude on the 28th of March with a variety of sustainability promoting sessions, including Graduate Students Research Conference by the College of Graduate Studies, the second International Symposium on Sustainable Pathways, Green Synthesis for Functional Materials and Eco-Friendly Application, organized by Functional Materials and Nanotechnology Center of Excellence.
There will also be parallel sessions featuring sustainability in language education, public health, technology for the elderly care, and culture, brought to you by our excellent centers.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally arrived. May I direct you all to the presentation of Walailak University's mission and accomplishment under leadership of Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, President of Walailak University.
Welcome to Walailak University. It is situated in the picturesque southern province of Nakhon Si Thammarat and is one of Thailand's premier and world-class universities. Walailak University, striving for excellence. In a historic milestone of the university's journey to become a beacon of excellence in higher education, Walailak University has received prestigious recognition from Times Higher Education, World University Rankings, Impact Rankings, and Young University Rankings. It is the only university in the nation that achieved the 2023 Outstanding Award from the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation for excellence in internationally high-caliber research. The university is globally recognized for its advocacy of social responsibility in higher education and green campus by the prestigious Global Good Governance Awards. Leading this remarkable ascendancy is Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, who has served as the president of Walailak University since 2016. Walailak University is a comprehensive and research-intensive university that also treats teaching and learning with earnest. A major reform in teaching and learning was launched in 2018, adopting the internationally recognized United Kingdom Professional Standards Framework or UKPSF to train her teachers. Walailak University has the highest number of UKPSF-based HEA fellowships in Thailand, and the only university in the nation that has fully integrated the framework into all teaching practices. Walailak University is home to international students and staff from more than 30 nations. Our commitment to excellence knows no bounds, fostering a rich tapestry of cultures that enriches our community. Beyond academics, international students participate in cultural programs, enhancing their journey with memorable experiences. Walailak places importance on high-standard facilities to promote students' well-being, such as advanced technology and artificial intelligence in classrooms and laboratories, on-campus dormitories with 24-hour security systems, electric shuttle bus services, counseling services, places for recreation and religious practice, a sports complex, Chorpradu food court, banks and co-working spaces. Cooperative education is another hallmark of Walailak University. Before graduation, all students are required to practice at the real-world workplace for 8 months, something that is essential for our students to enhance both their professional and 21st century skills. The university's various centers of excellence, with more than 20 in total, serve as a driving mechanism for producing world-class research. Our faculty members publish their studies in top-level Scopus Index journals, particularly Quartile 1 and 2, that have garnered worldwide citations. Walailak University is a leading institution in community development across the province and upper southern Thailand, carrying out around 200 projects annually. Committed to sustainable social progress, we align our academic services with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. According to the Impact Rankings 2024, Walailak University is ranked 101 to 200 globally, joint 5th in Thailand, 3rd globally for stewardship, and 4th for outreach. Walailak University is a leader in promoting environmental sustainability. It has been ranked 81st globally by UI Green Metric World University Ranking and has held the top position in Thailand's southern region since 2020. We also aim to make the university recreational for students, staff, and the public. We have built Walailak Park at the entrance to the university, which is the largest ornamental garden of all universities in Thailand, combining land and lake with a total area of about 100 acres. Situated on the Walailak campus is also a 534 acres botanic park. The park features the Thaiburi Suda Natural History Museum, Boda Sky Tower, Cactus Dome, nature trails, herb gardens, and many more. Visitors particularly enjoy the excitement of walking up the park's 25-meter-high Boda Sky Tower, which offers unparalleled panoramic views of the surrounding landscape. In healthcare, Walailak Hospital plays a pivotal role in providing medical services to people in the upper southern region of Thailand. The hospital, together with its healthcare-related schools, acts as a research hub and as an institution that produces much-needed healthcare professionals. At present, Walailak University Hospital has 540 beds with Seto Maracha wing to provide medical care for monks and other religious figures. The hospital aims to serve more than 300,000 patients annually. Although Walailak University is only 3 decades old, we continue to move forward to unceasingly advance our academic and research works, to be ready to adapt to the changing world, to better serve the community and society, and to be a university of quality that is recognized worldwide.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the auspicious moment has finally arrived. May I have the honor of inviting Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, President of Walailak University, to deliver the welcome address.
Dr. Surachai Satich Kunrat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education Science Research and Innovation Policy Council, the NXPO, distinguished speakers and panelists, distinguished guests, executive and staff of Walailak University, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and a very warm welcome to this 4th annual Walailak Research Convention 2025, or WRC 2025, both here and online. The convention has 3 objectives. First, we want to showcase what Walailak University has done as a research-intensive university. We are awarded as the outstanding research publication in Thailand by the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Research and Innovation, 2024. Associated with the status is a range of achievements that are expected of us, including being a world-class university, extending and fostering a stronger international partnerships. Second, it will provide a venue where scholars and researchers at Walailak University can share their latest research findings and innovation with their counterparts, both from Thailand and overseas, and discuss their new ideas for future research collaboration. Third, it will provide a venue for these scholars and researchers to discuss ways in which their research may be applying to making our global community a better place, a more peaceful and environmentally sustainable places. They are consistent with our motto to work for the betterment of local community and to be a significant player globally. And being a world-class university, although a newcomer is part and parcel of that, we aim to participate actively, scholarly speaking, in a global community of researchers. We also want to be policy relevant. Our determination to be a key international player as a high-level academic institution has never been weakened. We are ranked well by both Time Higher Education and QS. Time Higher Education, THE, World University Ranking 2025, ranked 1201 plus globally and number 6 in Thailand. In terms of the research quality, Walailak ranked number 5 in Thailand. The Young University Ranking 2024 ranked 501 plus globally and 3rd in Thailand. The THE Impact Ranking 2024 ranked 401 to 600 globally and number 10 in Thailand. UI Green Matic 2024 ranked number 1 in Southern for 5 consecutive years and ranked number 6 in Thailand, ranked number 83 worldwide. These various rankings could be taken as fashionable still. They are indicators of our seriousness about what we do and, more importantly, of our restlessness in our effort to be relevant globally. Indeed, we are committed to producing impactful research at both local and global levels, playing significant roles in enhancing the quality of education, transferring research and technologies, fostering innovations, and providing academic services to improve the economy, environment, and quality of life. Walailak University is determined to provide quality teaching and learning, adopting active learning and small class teaching practices based on the United Kingdom Professional Standard Framework, the UKPSF. Over 90% of its faculty members have been certified by the Advanced Higher Education in the United Kingdom, making the nation's higher number of certification. The university has invested heavily to ensure that academics and students alike have a world-class facility to work in, ranging from the new laboratories, technologically equipped, classroom, and modern student accommodation, all of which are to ensure our student learning experiences and our staff to do their job well. Our friend may question why we have to use the UK PSF system. The UK PSF system is the teaching system of United Kingdom, and there are 27 countries use this system. We would like to ensure our colleagues that Walailak is the only one university in Thailand using this system university-wide in order to ensure that the standard of our teaching system is world class. The WR 2025 is on the role of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon, highlighting universities' vital role in developing knowledge, innovation, and policy to address environmental challenges. Special focus is given to Thailand's Andaman and Gulf of Thailand coastal areas, which are key blue carbon ecosystem in Southeast Asia. So far, Walailak University has done some significant work in the blue carbon research, including blue carbon research and development. Our Center of Excellence for Eco-Informatics has been conducting research and building a database on marine and coastal ecosystem, environmental management, and informatics. Integrating blue carbon into sustainable tourism, which is being done by our Center of Excellence for Tourism Business Management and Creative Economy. This is about integrating blue carbon knowledge in tourist practice in Thailand's coastal region. In this regard, we have built a strong global research network with, for example, University of Malaya, Malaysia, Birmingham City University, United Kingdom, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan, the University Saint Malaysia, Penang University. Here, I express my utmost grateful to the scholar from this institution who will be on the panel later on and in other forums during the 3-day conferences. Additionally, as part of this conference, we are hosting Walailak Investor Day 2025 under the theme Innovation Empower Beyond Borderless to connect researchers, investors, and industry leaders for research, commercialization, and startup incubation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our keynote speaker, panelists, researcher, and distinguished guests for their participation in this significant event. Indeed, this conference is a platform for transformative discussion, groundbreaking research, and meaningful international partnership. Lastly, I hope our foreign visitors we have some time off to enjoy the beauty of our campus and the province of Nakhon Si Thammarat. Thank you. And once again, a very warm welcome to WRC 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your warm welcome and inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, proceeding next on the agenda will be the opening speech given by Mr. Chair, Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat.
Please allow me to invite to the stage Mr. Chairman, Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council.
And I would like to take this opportunity to walk you through a brief profile of Mr. Chair. Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat has earned a great recognition in policy design, and he is recognized for having a strong commitment to using science and innovation for sustainable national development. So now, if you're ready,
I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Sivarit Pongsakorn Rangsin, the Vice President of Research and Development of Walailak University, to deliver the report.
Good morning, Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat, President of the Office of National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council, NXPO. Distinguished esteemed speakers, researchers, and participants, on behalf of Walailak University and the organizing committee, it is my great honor to present this report on the 4th Walailak Research Convention, WRC 2025, held in celebration of Walailak University 33rd anniversary. This convention has become a premier platform for academic collaboration, knowledge exchange, and research advancement at both national and international levels. The theme of WRC 2025, the role of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon, underscore our firm's commitment to tackling global challenge, particularly in climate change, carbon neutrality, and sustainable development. As the world faces unprecedented environmental crisis, higher education institutions must take a leading role in generating knowledge, fostering innovation, and driving impactful solutions. The opening ceremony will be graced by Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council, who will preside over the event and deliver a keynote speech on the roles of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon. This keynote will highlight the pivotal role of universities in advancing sustainability and developing blue carbon strategy to address pressing environmental challenge. This distinguished panel brings together experts from leading global institutions, including University of Malaya, Malaysia, Birmingham City University, United Kingdom, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan, and prominent Thai scholars of Walailak University, Thailand. This session will provide a dynamic platform for sharing insights on how universities worldwide can drive global sustainability. During the afternoon special session, Reinventing University and Blue Carbon Research Collaboration, we got the support from the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. This special session will focus on transforming universities toward sustainability, enhancing global collaboration on blue carbon research, and strengthening academic networks to tackle environmental and climate challenges. This session will also feature a various sub-discussion dedicated to research and innovation strategies that contribute to global sustainability. This year's conference has drawn more than 1,000 participants from across the world, including over 50 distinguished speakers from 20 countries, such as the United States of America, Japan, Germany, India, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, France, United Kingdom, China, New Zealand, Netherlands, Philippines, Australia, Turkey, Bangladesh, South Korea, Brunei, and Thailand. These experts will contribute their insights across more than 10 parallel sessions, co-organized by Center of Excellence, Research Center, and faculty at Walailak University, covering key topics such as sustainability and blue carbon, green and blue innovation, disaster management, food and health science. Beyond WRC 2025, we are also hosting Walailak Investor Day 2025 under the theme, Innovation Empowers Beyond Boundaries. This initiative connects researchers, investors, and entrepreneurs, providing a unique platform to explore research, commercialization, startup incubation, and industry collaboration opportunities. Through these initiatives, Walailak University continues to drive academic excellence, foster impactful research, and contribute to the global academic and industrial ecosystem. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to our keynote speakers, panelists, researchers, and all attendees who have contributed to make WRC 2025 a resounding success. I look forward to witnessing groundbreaking research, productive discussions, and meaningful collaboration emerge from this convention. Thank you very much. And next, I would like to invite Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation Policy Council, NXPO, to deliver the opening remarks. Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President Dr. Siwak, for introduction to myself. Good morning and sawadee krap, dear President, also my teacher, Professor Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, President of Walailak University, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, researchers, and participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege and my honor to be here. First of all, I would like to congratulations on this is 23 anniversary of Walailak Universities. And before I come here, I discussed with my colleagues about the progress of Walailak Universities. I noticed Walailak could show it's excellent in the top level of Thai university if we notice in Times Higher Education ranking. Congratulations. Today at the 4th Walailak Research Convention, WRC 2025, I would like to happy to be the witness the remarkable progress that Walailak University has made as a leading research institution in Thailand and beyond. This year's convention is particularly significant as I mentioned already, 73rd anniversary of Walailak University, reflecting its steadfast commitment to academic excellence, research, innovation, and sustainable development. The theme of this year's convention, the roles of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon. As we are aware, in this time, the mega trend of the world is sustainability. ESG, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and also Thailand, we're not able to boost our economic growth by using the labor intensive anymore. We need to consider in other issues. ESG, environment, social and governance also, not only economic growth by itself. For the sustainability, we might need to link to climate change And even we try to aim to reach GHG net zero emission, and then we need to pass the carbon neutrality. And yes, of course, for the climate change or greenhouse gas sink, I think it's not only clean carbon, but blue carbon could show the significant role to restorations the greenhouse gas in the mangrove forests or sea grasses, for example. For this theme is both timely and profound. It highlights the pivotal role that university higher education play in addressing some of the most pressing global challenges of our time, including climate change, carbon neutrality, and environment sustainability. Higher education institutions are not merely centers of learning. They are catalysts for scientific discovery, policy innovation, and technical advancement that can drive meaningful and lasting change for our planet and society. Of course, in Thailand also. As the world moves towards a more sustainable future, Thailand is committed to leveraging higher education and research as key enablers of environmental conservation, sustainable economic growth, and social well-being. The National Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy Council, my office, is dedicated to promoting interdisciplinary research and innovation to tackle pressing environment challenges, enhancing international collaboration to position Thailand as a regional hub for sustainability research, strengthening university-industry partnerships to drive real-world application of scientific discovery. In this role, we believe in national innovation system, or NIS, like the triple helix, like the university-industry linkage. This is Expo. We devote ourselves as the facilitator to link the industrial sector and also to link to higher education sector. Last but not least, we aim to empowering the next generation of researchers to become global leaders in sustainability and blue carbon research. Walailak University has emerged as a leader in blue carbon research with its Center of Excellence of Eco-Informatics, pioneering groundbreaking studies and developing strategies for long-term conservation and sustainable management of Thailand's Andaman and Gulf of Thailand coastal regions. And I have learned from Dr. Thaiburi, he is one of the pioneers to have a research in the seagrass in the seashore in the Gulf of Thailand. Walailak University's outstanding achievement in research and innovation are reflected in its global university rankings. Times Higher Education, THE, World University Ranking 2025, UI Green Metric 2024. These accomplishments highlight Walailak University's dedication to producing world-class research that addressing real-world challenges as we face today. The fourth Walailak Research Convention, WRC 2025, is not only a celebration of research excellence, but also a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and sustainability. I am confident that the discussion and partnerships from here will shape the future of higher education and research in sustainability and blue carbon. On behalf of my Office of the National Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy Council, NEXPO, Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Walailak University, the organizing committee, distinguished speakers, and all participants, ladies and gentlemen, for their dedication to advancing knowledge and creating a better future for all. Here's our time. May allow me to declare the opening of the Walailak Research Convention 2025. I wish you all a successful, inspiring, and productive conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sirit Pungsakorn Rangsin for the report, and thank you very much, Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, our chairman. May I request you please remain on the stage as we proceed to the opening ceremony.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Prasad, and I hope that you've got your training shoes with you today, because proceeding next in the agenda, we are about to witness the planting of the tree of sustainability. May I now take this opportunity to invite Mr. President, Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyavong, to join Mr. Chair on the stage. And also, along with the 6 distinguished VIP guests, to join Mr. Chair and Mr. President on stage for the opening ceremony. Please welcome Professor Dr. Yu Johnson Alingaram from Department of Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Please welcome Professor Vikas Kumar, Faculty of Business, Law and Social Sciences, Birmingham City University, England. Professor Dr. Iko Hirono, Graduate School of Marine Science and Technology, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan.
Associate Professor Dr. Malika Charan Suthasini, Vice President and Dean of School of Science, Center of Excellence for Eco-Informatics School of Science, Walailak University, Thailand. Associate Professor Dr. Sivarit Pongsakorn Rangsin, Vice President of Walailak University, Thailand, and Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikrot, Vice President of Walailak University, Thailand.
And now, while we're getting ready, what you're about to witness next is going to remain memorable for the rest of the event, because we're about to plant the tree of sustainability on the stage. But before we do that, may I please take this opportunity to remind you of what kind of tree we are seeing on the stage right now. This is not just any simple type of tree. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Burmese rosewood. Translated into Thai, it is Pradu. And besides its aesthetic beauty, Ton Pradu is also the symbolic flower of Walailak University, representing strength in collaboration, prosperity, and resilience. On one additional note, Ton Pradu is also native to the southern part of Thailand, particularly found in Nakhon Si Thammarat. And may I now humbly invite Mr. President and Mr. Chair to hold the host and get ready for the watering of the tree. Please count down together with us. 3, 2, 1. And now,
ladies and gentlemen, the Walailak Research Convention WRC 2025, under the theme of the roles of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon, has officially begun.
thank you, Dr. Surachai Sathit Kunarat, President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy Council, for chairing WRC 2025.
And now, may I invite Mr. President, Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyavong, President of Walailak University, to present the token of appreciation to our chair.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are now capturing the memorable moment on the stage. Okay. The tree of sustainability has already been planted today and it will continue to flourish. And happening next, we're going to have the photo section. So the first set will be Mr. Chair, Mr. President, joined by our 6 VIP guests. To get the next group ready for the photo session, may I please invite Vice President and Assistant to President of Walailak University, Director and Deputy Director of Research and Innovation Institutes of Excellence to get ready. And now may I invite the Vice President, Assistant to the President of Walailak University, Director and Deputy Director of Research and Innovation Institutes of Excellence on the stage to join the photo section, please.
Thank you, Vice Presidents and Assistants to the President of Walailak University and the Director and Deputy Director of Research and Innovation Institute of Excellence. So next group, please allow me to invite you to the stage the representative from government agencies and private sector, including Kun Ekapong Musika Jaran, the President of Science, Research and Innovation Promotion and Utilization Division. Dr. Watanajak Phumviset, from Science, Research and Innovation Promotion and Utilization Division. Dr. Sombat Somsak, Science, Research and Innovation Promotion and Utilization Division. Assistant Professor Dr. Somlak Wanarimon Kiyalarova, the Director of Naresuan University Science Park. Kun Vasharin Vitya Virasak, the Director of the Thai Business Incubators and Science Parks Association. Kun Itirit Kinglek and Kun Kusuma Kinglek, Executives of Ao Nang Princeville Villa Resort and Spa, the Prince Villa Spa.
Let's capture this moment in the photograph forever. And we hope that it will continuously remind us of how important the research in the area of sustainability and blue carbon is.
Thank you for all the representatives of the government agencies and all private sectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Surashai Satit Kunarat, Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Thanyawong, Mr. President, and all participating in the photograph section. Mr. Chair, may I humbly ask you to remain on the stage for the keynote speech after this. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now proceeding to the keynote speech by Dr. Surashai Satit Kunarat, the President of the Office of the National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council.
And all of your questions regarding the research in the area of sustainability and blue carbon will be highlighted in the rest of the event today and also in his speech. A brief background for our Honorable Mr. Chair, Dr. Surashai Satit Kunarat, President of the Office of National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council. Dr. Surashai played a leading role in shaping national policy, particularly in science, technology and innovation. He also played such a pivotal role in driving the BCG Bio-Circular Green Economy model and the National STI Strategic Planning.
So everyone, if you are ready, please join us in welcoming our Honorable Chair in giving the keynote speech on the roles of higher education in driving sustainability and blue carbon.
สวัสดีครับ Good morning again ผมมาจากสำนักงานสภานโยบายการอุดมศึกษาวิทยาศาสตร์วิจัยและนวัตกรรมแห่งชาตินะครับสวชครับกระทรวงอุดมศึกษาครับ Mr. President distinguished speakers distinguished panelists and executives researchers ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to be here to share to you about the roles of higher education, maybe including science research and innovation in driving sustainability and blue carbon. I'm from Office of National Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy Council. We do policy, both higher education, science research and innovation. In Thailand for higher education, Udom Siksa, in short, or science research and innovation, science including social science, humanities and arts. I mean, in every area of knowledge, including in this ministry. In short, WWNO in Thailand. So I take care higher education, science research and innovation, or all WWNO in Thailand in policy level. Today I would like to share to you in 5 topics. First, I would like to share to you the overview of Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation, or MESI, structure and strategy plan of our ministry. And then I would like to share to you my office roles, flagship and policy initiatives. And then I would like to share to you National Science Research and Innovation Strategy for Higher Education support, and the role of higher education in advancing Thailand's sustainability. And last but not least, to drive blue carbon initiative through higher education is corresponded to the theme of research convention this year. 5 years ago, we have just reformed Thailand science, technology innovation, or science research and innovation, and higher education also have been reformed. We established the new ministry, Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation Policy. Sorry, this is my office, Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation. We combine the equivalent 3 ministries, Ministry of Science, Technology, or MOST, and Office of Commission of Higher Education, or former Thaiburi Mahalai. And then we merge Thailand Research Council and Office of the Thailand Research Fund, or TRF, or SOKW and WSHO together. So in this ministry, we have university, we have many national laboratories, we have funding our research, science research innovation funds. We have approximately 20,000 million baht a year. We, for 5 years, 20,000 million baht a year for research fund. It's quite huge, but we still aim to reach 2% of research funding per GDP. Now we have approximately 1.26% GDP. We aim to 2% of GDP. I think this is quite emerged for the research funding for this country. For this, you can see from this structure, we have the top level is cabinet. We have National Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation Policy Council, act like a mini cabinet. And my office, we serve as the secretariat of this Policy Council. Under Policy Council, we take care two sides. From your right-hand side, Science, Research and Innovation Committee in Thai, GSW. The Secretariat of Science, Research and Innovation Committee is SGSW, Thailand Science, Research and Innovation. It takes care Science, Research and Innovation Fund. And in the left-hand side, two commissions, Higher Education Policy Commission, GGO สำนักงานคณะกรรมการการอุดมศึกษา and Higher Education Standards Commission GMO. The Secretariat of two commission in the left hand side is Office of Permanent Secretary. And just 2 days ago, we have officially Higher Education Development Fund. This is based on act of the ministry. Under policy level and plan and budget allocation level, we have funding agencies, but we use program management unit or PMU instead of funding agencies. We have 9 PMUs in this country, 3 outside Messi, 6 inside Messi. We have new PMU, PMU A, B, C. A stands for area, B stands for brain power, and C stands for competitiveness. And then implementation units, which university in this level. This is a structure of Thailand Science, Research and Innovation system now. But now we test this system for 5 years already. We are now in the process of monitoring. In fact, we have monitored for 5 years already in the time for evaluate this system. We might need to reform again. This is the responsibility of my office and also my key partners to report to the Policy Council. This is strategic plan mapping. You can see in Thailand we have 3 levels of plan. The first level is 20 years national strategies. The second is the education transformation plan, COVID-19 responses and recovery plan, 13 national economics and social development plan, and we have 13 goals in this plan. For the third level, if I may, I would like to show some example for HESI plan. It's still implemented in this year. Higher education plan. You might notice sustainability and related issues relate to sustainable development exist in every plan. This is a trend of of the world. This is a global trend, and also our country need to comply with the global value chain. Also, in research, need to comply with this mega trend also. My office, again, I do policy. This is my life, to formulate policy, to cascade the policy, to implement it, and to monitor and evaluate and policy, and then to formulate the policy again. For my office, besides national policy office, if related to the sustainability, my office, we also act as a Thailand National Focal Point for Technology Development and Transfer under United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, namely National Designated Entity or NDE. We act as the intermediary or middleman to receive the request from any organization who needs the technology transfer from developed country under United Nations Convention. And we also technology needs assessment or TNA coordinator for this country. We need to formulate the policy as we need the technology to report to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change also. This is the role of NEXPO to link to sustainable development. For higher education, science research and innovation, this is a broad area, but we need to prioritize because we have a limited resource, limited financial resource. So we need to focus. For this year, we focus in 7 issues, but we have 4 targets. The first one, we need to use our innovation to support the economic sector. We aim to reach 1,000 million baht to help 1,000 entrepreneurs. And we also realize we have the people in the bottom of the pyramid. We need to help them to move up. We call social mobility. We aim to 1 million people to move their societal status. And the third target, we aim to encourage our higher education sector and also science and technology innovation to help our country to mitigate greenhouse gas emission. We aim to 10 million tons of CO2 equivalent. And we also focus on brain power development, high skill workforce for targeted industries like semiconductor, electric vehicle, AI. We aim to 25 high skills in the near future. And this is our role, and in the bottom of this slide, this is our program in my office. For national science research and innovation strategies, under National SRI Plan, Science Research and Innovation Plan 2023 and 2027, this is also implemented this year and also in the next 2 years. We also have 15 flagships. The last but not least flagship is devoted for carbon neutrality. So this is the focus of one of the focus of SRI plan. Recently, just last week, we have just have the MOU with Department of Climate Change and Environment, Thailand Science Research and Innovation, TSI, also SGSW, and Council of University Presidents of Thailand, CUPT, or TOPO. to announce, to work together, to link to the user, I mean DCCC. This is a national focal point for climate change in Thailand, and to support them by research and work with university. This is the first announcement of the collaboration among our partner. We target 3 frameworks. The first one, Sustainable Greenhouse Gas Emission Mitigation Framework. Second one, Sustainable Adaptation and Resilience. Last but not least, we also focus on system research framework, policy, and others mechanisms to support mitigation and adaptation for climate change in this country. For the role of higher education to advancing Thailand's sustainability, if we consider Times Higher Education THE World University Ranking, I think in this room you are aware about this ranking. This is quite one of the popular ranking for university. This is in the right hand side. This is criteria for ranking, from quality of teaching, research citation, quality of research, international outlook, and last but not least, income from innovation. This is a technology transfer to industrial sector. For this ranking, again, congratulations for Walailak University. This is a Group 2 university in the top 100 to 200 global ranking. Congratulations again. And for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, for higher education university, we might support in 5 dimensions: knowledge, learning, demonstration, impact, and collaboration. Both how SDG help higher education and how higher education help SDG. This is the role support to achieve the UN SDG goals. This shows some example of movement about sustainability in Thai university. This is some example about how university focus or emphasize on sustainability. If I may to focus in university, how did the net zero campus concept derive from? This is one of the policy of my office to engage with university. We aim to apply innovation development in energy sector, resource management, technology. And for climate action, we would like to encourage university act as one of the most carbon sink for Thailand. Both green and blue carbon is more, I know blue carbon is more efficiency than green carbon. I think Walailak is located in the geography could focus on blue carbon. Sea grasses and others. This is very important, and we want to strengthen strong university network. We have Sustainable University Network. We would like to strengthen this network to work together and to achieve the sustainability. Again, we want to urge university to help Thailand to achieve GHG net zero emission and carbon neutrality in the near future. This is a right time to help or to support our nation. For net zero campus, again, we have the strong collaboration with CUPT, and we just launched this policy last year and still make it happen in this year to work with university. For the net zero campus, we know university have some circumstance. University have difference in its capability. We want to request the leading university to support followers with their circumstance by data emission platform, by smart energy system. We aim to set the goals for net zero emission with the collaboration for 50 universities. For the net zero campus, we have 3 scopes of net zero campus. Totally, we think we could support, we could help our country approximately 3 megatons CO2 equivalent. This is from our calculation. This is some example of a pioneer for these universities. And in my office, we also emphasize on brain power development, both in university and outside university. We treat green skill is the future skill. We have a survey in leading entrepreneurs in this country to see how demand of entrepreneur and also the private sector who need green skill. And then we want to formulate costs. We need to formulate short costs to help private sector to support its needs inside university and outside university. I mean upskill, reskill, and new skill for industry. For my ministry roadmap, we aim to have the collaboration mechanisms to work with university. We try to focus on technology transfer and development mechanism to link to the international level. I would say again, we work with United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. And last but not least, we need to bridge the financial mechanism, in particular in international level. You know, we have Global Environment Facility or GEF, we have World Bank, we have many financial institutions. But now, in the international level, we have the Clean Climate Fund, GCF. This is quite huge fund. So this is our target to reach to this fund, to request the technological infrastructure investment for this country. You know, we have large enterprise, global enterprise in Thailand to invest outside our country. But some technology, for example, carbon capture utilization and storage, CCUS, clean hydrogen, even for the new technology, nuclear technology, MMR, SMR, it needs government to invest because even large enterprise could not affordable to invest in huge technological infrastructure like this. For the blue carbon, I think I would like to extend to a nature-based solution or NBS. This might be our target our hope to sink the carbon. You might be aware nature-based solution including green carbon in the forest, teal carbon, and also blue carbon. Blue carbon is the best one to focus for carbon sink. This is a proven theory. This blue carbon could absorb greenhouse gas more than green carbon, and also it could sink greenhouse gas in more than 1,000 years. For green carbon, it might conserve the greenhouse gas just only in the range of 100 years. So this is a target of myself also to focus on blue carbon. We have many research to use nature-based solution to financial innovation like the carbon credit. We need to link to the financial mechanisms. For the GHG mitigation mechanism is many mechanisms from standard, price mechanism, technology, fiscal policy, monetary policy, as I mentioned earlier. But last but not least, target, science-based target. This is one of our focus. We aim to specify the sustainability, the carbon sink, in particular blue carbon, in the next Thailand Science Research and Innovation Plan for next 5 years. This is my target, my job. This could be my last slide, just the scenario for the wetland ecosystem. We have the many scenario to separate the conservation and restoration. This is a scenario. We have challenges to achieve in the future. I think I use 30 minutes for my sharing to you. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat, for the keynote address that covers a wide range of the highlights in the role of higher education for shaping the research on sustainability and blue carbon. ขอบคุณครับ And the next highlight on the agenda is the panel discussion in blue carbon and sustainability, joined by the 4 esteemed panelists, which will shortly begin. This session will be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikrat, the Vice President of Walailak University.
And ladies and gentlemen, while our stage crew is getting ready for the sitting of the panel discussion, may I take this opportunity to remind you of the navigation of Thaiburi Auditorium. You might take the next 2 minutes to find the bedroom situated on both sides of the entrance, and also you might have noticed the QR codes posted on one side of your chair. Please take this as a gentle reminder to complete the evaluation form so that we have the information to know how to improve the events for next year. The panel discussion will begin shortly.
And for all the details of the conference of the Walailak Research Convention 2025, you can also look at on our website wrc.wu.ac.th for all the details.
And we hope that all of your answers regarding the research in the area of sustainability and blue carbon have been answered in the keynote speech given by Dr. Surachai Sathikunarat.
และสำหรับผู้เข้าร่วมในการประชุมในครั้งนี้นะครับอีกสักครู่จะเป็นไฮไลท์ของงานนะครับ จะเป็น panel discussion เกี่ยวกับเรื่อง sustainability และ blue carbon นะครับก็ขอให้รออีกสักแป๊บหนึ่งนะครับในขณะที่ให้ทาง stage จัดสถานที่นะครับ
และในขณะนี้นะคะท่านผู้ทรงของเรารวมทั้งท่านโมเดเลเตอร์นะคะก็กำลังเตรียมตัวเพื่อที่จะเริ่มเซสชันนะคะ And ladies and gentlemen, if everyone is ready, please join us in welcoming the four panelists to the stage and also our honorable moderator, Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikrot, Vice President of Walailak University. And again, the theme for the panel discussion is blue carbon and sustainability. Mr. Moderator, for now, we'd like to hand over the microphone to you.
Just for a moment, because we also need Dr. Vikas Kumar. อาจารย์ศิริท่านอยู่ที่ไหนฮะ Oh, okay, right. So we could take a couple of minutes before the fourth panelist joining us.
And ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the rest of the panelists to join us here on the stage, I'd like to remind you of a couple of things. So today, besides the opening ceremony, we're going to have the Walailak Investor Day 2025, which take place from 8 today, and it will end at 5 p.m. So if you are interested in the entrepreneurship and also innovation, please make sure to join us at Hua Tapan meeting room.
And also in Khao Luang meeting room in the cooperative building, there will be a session about reinventing university, which is talking about the sustainability and the sustainable tourism. So if everyone's interested to join, we are very welcome.
Okay นะครับขอบคุณอาจารย์นุชกับดร.ประเสริฐนะครับขอบคุณมาก Thank you อาจารย์นุชนาถ and Dr. ประเสริฐมากแก้ว Thank you so much for joining us in this very important, interesting session, I think. And Dr. Surachai has highlighted some of the key issues that we hope to pick up during the panel discussion. My name is Ajahn Surin Maisikrot. I'm Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikrot, Vice President, responsible for learning and teaching, internationalization of the universities, and also I'm a co-chair of this Walailak University Research Convention, WRC 2025. Thank you very much for joining us today. We I think we have a very interesting panels of discussions, panels of scholars here today. We have 4, and each represents various aspects of the issues related to carbon, blue carbon. So the very point, the very issue, the very topic of this discussion on the panel is blue carbon and sustainability, environmentally speaking, I am talking about. So we have representatives from the UK, Dr. Kumar, Dr. Vikas Kumar from the Birmingham City University, and so he traveled a long way from the UK to join us today. So that's, and then on my immediate right is Professor Hirono, Professor Hirono from the let me get this right, from the Graduate School of Marine Science and Technology, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And next to my far right, my immediate right, next to my far right is Dr. Johnson Lankram. So I'll call you Professor Johnson. So this is from Department of Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Malaya. And of course, we have a very own Dr. Malika Jaran Suthasini. So she is scientist, Dean of School of Science, as well as a Vice President. So she is a very busy person running around, managing under her portfolios and also doing research, publishing, and all of that. So the format of discussion today is very simple, everybody. The format is that we have about an hour and 10 minutes, basically. So I think we have plenty of time. We should be able to finish probably around 11 something. And I would like to invite questions and comments from the audience as well, if you could. The format is this. So each of the panelists will be given about 7-8 minutes, give and take, to present your slides, to do opening remarks. And then after that, once everybody has done that, then we'll come back and then we'll start discussion, and where the audience might also have questions and comments as well. So everybody on the panel can then respond. And all the panelists here on the panel can also ask questions of each other as well. So please feel free. Makes this a very relaxing, please. นะครับก็คือรู้สึกมันตึงเครียดนิดหนึ่งไปเช้านะครับorganizer เพราะนั้นก็สบายๆนะฮะแล้วถ้าท่านจะตั้งคำถามก็เป็นได้ทั้งภาษาไทยและภาษาอังกฤษถามได้ทั้ง2ภาษาตามที่ท่านถนัดนะครับ So you can also ask questions in Thai if you feel comfortable. You can ask questions in English. You may make some comments, whatever you feel comfortable. But we like to have this discussion very vibrant, very relaxing, very interesting, so that everybody could have some take-home message. And I think Dr. Surachai this morning has already given some very good ideas, very good points. He highlights some of the key aspects of the blue carbon. Okay, and the order of the presentation, if I may, I'm deciding this rather arbitrarily. And I think let's start from I think I will go by the distance from between university and our university. So we'll start from Vikas, Prof. Vikas Kumar, and then closer to Thailand is Professor Hirono from Japan, and then Professor Johnson from Malaysia, from KL, and to end up with Dr. Malika. So that's the order of presentation, and once we've finished that, and then we can go ahead and have a discussion. So I hope you're okay with that. Yeah. Okay, Doctor. And Dr. Vikas Kumar, he's a marketing person, so it's very interesting to see how this blue carbon related issues can be framed within a broader pictures of attempts to mitigate the climate change. So, Prof, you have the go first. Yeah, and you can use the lectern if you would like. Yep, yes. And there is a microphone there as well. Yeah, so if you could.
Okay. Right. First of all, welcome, and thank you very much for joining here. And I think I would like to thank the president here and the Walailak University for inviting me for this really engaging panel discussion. And thank you, Professor Serene, for chairing this one. So I think I would like to begin firstly by introducing myself. And I think just to talk a little bit about my research and my journey on research. And then I will probably close off because I've only got 7 to 8 minutes to talk about some of the pertinent issues around blue carbon and sustainability. And hopefully as we progress later on in the discussion part, I can bring from my perspective what I feel like how this could be probably addressed. Okay. So if I move, at the moment I'm Associate Dean for Research, Innovation Enterprise at Birmingham City University. That's my current affiliation. I put the second one because next week I'm moving to University of Portsmouth and I'm taking over a much bigger role as a Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research Innovation at University of Portsmouth. So I thought it's worth probably highlighting both, especially if you want to get in touch, if you want to have, ask any questions afterwards, and I will share my contact details towards the end. Right. In terms of my research overview, I think one of the good things in the morning when our president was talking about the research, we also heard from the ministry as well, like the importance of research and how together the higher education can really make a huge difference. I think it's important that we all engage in research. I think I always feel like you need to be passionate if you are a researcher and passionate about making a big difference, how you really kind of create next generation of the workforce, particularly like improving the livelihood of the communities that we serve, how do we really make an impact on our policy, and so on. So I've certainly worked hard in the last 2 decades of my academic journey to kind of make a difference. And I think particularly working with lots of organizations, institutions, policy bodies, to see how my research can really kind of make a big impact in addressing some of the pressing challenges. And one of the areas I've been working at least for the last decade is around this sustainability. My research particularly focuses on circular economy. Not much about the blue economy at the moment, but maybe this conference could be a turning point where I'm going to shift my focus more towards the blue economy, because I certainly find it quite fascinating, especially the potential it holds in terms of addressing some of the pressing climate changes. So far, I think what I was trying to kind of show here is I've been trying to address all the SDGs as much as possible through my research credentials, but certainly I think my majority of the contribution comes to number 12, which is about the responsible production and consumption, and which has got a direct relevance, to be honest, if you draw a parallel between the circular economy and the blue economy, which I will touch in a minute. I just wanted to show that I've been doing a lot of work in the sustainability domain, and I think my contributions in terms of the books that I've co-authored with a number of other collaborators, and also I think the books that I've edited in this domain, again, as you could see from the evidence, primarily is focused around sustainability and circular economy. But one thing I really wanted to highlight, given that most of you sitting here are researchers or aspiring researchers, that you think about working together, think about collaborating with others, because often it's quite challenging if you want to kind of lead on your own, simply because of the other commitments you have. But if you can share your workload, if you learn, of course, from others, and not only, I think, speed up your contributions towards research, but also it will bring some fascinating new innovative ideas which perhaps you wouldn't have thought about it earlier. It also brings different perspectives. It gives you different tool set, different expertise, and access to that expertise that can really make a huge difference to the world. So, I just wanted to touch base to show my global outlook. I've been working, and of course, coming from India originally. I did my engineering degree back in India in metallurgy materials engineering, and before moving to Hong Kong to learn a little bit more about the industrial manufacturing systems, and then coming to the UK to do my PhD in management, not marketing, but my PhD was kind of in an intersection of marketing and management. So that certainly brings that perspective. We're working in the area of supply chain for nearly now 2 decades, close to 2 decades, nearly. And I think certainly I've tried to travel and work and collaborate with people all across the globe. And I think, and that's certainly collaboration, and I think the positive outlook towards research is where and why I'm sitting here in front of you. Now, let's come back to the topic. I know I'm conscious about the time, about the 8 minutes. Perhaps I've already taken the 5-6 minutes down here. And the reason why I put this slide here, because I said majority of my research so far has been very much around the circular economy. But if you look at and draw the parallel between the circular economy and blue economy, you can see there's a lot of similarities. And this is the reason I said maybe perhaps this conference could be a turning point in terms of my research focus moving from circular economy to blue economy. But I would say it's more about integrating 2 aspects because of the close associations and the key objectives that we have got. So before I wrap up my session, and perhaps we will talk more about in the discussion later on, I just wanted to draw your attention towards some of the key issues around the blue carbon and the environmental sustainability. We know that through our actions, and this is not just here, I would say all across the globe, we have made massive damages to our existing climate. And I think certainly that has led to this significant degradation of the blue carbon ecosystem. We have seen the habitat loss. We have seen the pollution, particularly in the ocean and the blue ocean we talk about. We always have challenges with the plastic waste, and that's at least one of the things which is significantly covered in the Western world. We talk about the challenges, how it is damaging our marine ecosystem. We've also got, I think, other challenges, which is actually having a significant impact on our blue economy or blue carbon ecosystem, because this pollution does have an impact on the system. For example, mangroves we talk about, we call salt marshes, we're talking about the seagrasses. It damages. In fact, if you look at even in the UK context, significant damages has been done. We don't have mangroves much, but we do have the seagrass and salt marshes. And that has been damaged because of the rapid urbanization and excessive uses of the resources and not really caring about the marine ecosystem, despite maybe the significant potential they hold to address the climate change. And in my view, I think that is happening because we are not aware. Like when our keynote speaker this morning was talking about the potential when we compare with the green economy and the blue economy is massive. But do we know about it? Does our student know about this? I would doubt about that. Maybe they've heard about it a little bit, not much. So I think this is where there's a potential for us as a higher education to create that level of awareness, to kind of really drive some innovation and research in that direction that can really make a huge difference. So at the moment, we have this lack of awareness, understanding, but certainly through scientific research, through innovation, through kind of creating that awareness, not just to the next generation of the workforce, who are our students, but also to the communities, the local businesses, the government agencies, the policymakers. We all need to work together. And one important thing is also to realize here, and I think what Professor Surin was trying to say in the beginning, we all come from different disciplines. I think if you really want to tackle or address some of the pressing challenges in this direction, then we really need to work together across all the disciplines. Of course, when we talk about restoration and the conservation, it comes at the cost, and I think was glad to hear from our keynote speaker this morning that there are, I think, plenty of avenues, funding opportunities that we need to tap around. We do have in-country support, we have the global support, but a lot of time, I think, we do not access those funding streams because we do not we are not aware of that. So I think it's being aware, and I think trying and persuading from all our channels to really make a big difference. And I think in here, I particularly feel the private sector can play actually a major role, given this country which is heavily dependent on tourism. We have got coastal communities, we have got lots of businesses, and I'm glad that Walailak University is really working together with lots of small businesses in and around that region to really make a difference in this area. And this perhaps is my last slide. I think other thing I think perhaps again was picked up this morning about the policy and the governance gaps, because the challenge is that it is not a problem, for example, just for the Thailand or just for the UK, just for Singapore. It is a global problem. But the challenge is there is no consistent policy to support this. When we talk about addressing some of these issues, we talk about the restoration, preservance. The challenge is that all this ecosystem actually transcend beyond the region, beyond the countries. And if we're not coming together collectively, then I think it's very difficult to make a difference. So for us as in higher education, I think this is an opportunity to really work together very closely to drive that policy change where actually we can make a huge difference. It does have an economic impact, because the local communities, particularly in the coastal communities, I would say are highly dependent on the resources. So they need to do fishing, they need to do agriculture. But at the same time, how do we really bring them on board so that they can work together to conserve and preserve our marine ecosystem? I think, and one way I think is possible, I think an advantage as we talk about, we're living in a really highly global world. So if we do not actually work in partnership, if we do not work together, having those international collaboration is very difficult to address. Of course, we have got platforms on the climate change. We always talk about the Paris Climate Agreement. We talk about the COP. But the challenge there is, yes, we talk a lot, we do little. So I think it's time for us to really make a real action, because if we really want to make a difference, then we have to come together and address this challenge. So probably I will park here. But before I go, I think I'm going to quickly promote 1 minute about the conference, which is actually I'm hosting later on in December in Vietnam, which again focuses on digital innovation, sustainability, and resilience. And we will touch upon anyways some of these areas in our discussion later on. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Kumar, for your very challenge for your inspirational end there, in particular to calling for international collaborations and for us to be aware of what's really happening around us. So next in line, Prof. Hirono. So I'm going here with the order of the speaker is based on the distance from Walailak University to where their university, where they come, university that they are from. So yeah, Professor Hirono, please.
Sawadee good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you for coming today. And first of all, I would like to express my sincere to Dr. Sweet for giving me an opportunity to talk today such excellent conventions. I'm very happy to be here. Okay. Now I'm stay 3 months in Bangkok as an expert of JICA. JICA is the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and also as invited visiting professor of Kasetsatu University. This is my 111th visiting Thailand. So I love Thailand. I love Thai food. I like Thai fruits. My favorite is durian. But anyway, this is my background. My major is aquaculture and fisheries. I often tell to my students, without mobile phone, smartphone, without computer, without nice car, we can survive. However, without food, we cannot survive. We will die. So your study of aquaculture or fisheries, or also the food science, one of the most important study and research for our life. So as you may know, the global population is growing, and some analysts said until year 2050, world population will be 10 billions. And some analysts reported this shows the animal protein consumptions per capita in 1990s. This is just average from the baby to the senior persons. World average was 25 grams, and the developed countries are 60 grams. Developing countries are 15 grams. And this report also said developing countries are developing. So until year 2050, many of the developing countries will be developed. So the consumption of the animal protein should be increased. So we need more and more animal proteins for our life. This is a consumption of the fish and the fisheries productions in the world. 1970, only 11 kilo per year, per capita. But in year 2016, almost a double, 20 kilo. From aquaculture, in 1970, only 0.7 kilo. However, in 2016, from the aquaculture, over 10 kilo. So you can easily to recognize aquaculture is important for food production. And this shows the productions of the seafood from fishing, fisheries, and aquaculture. Year 2014, over 50% of the fishery productions for our food from aquaculture. And analysts said, due to the growing the world population, we need more food from aquaculture. Because from the fishing, due to the climate change, overfishing, pollution, and also the regulations by several countries, the production not increase from fishing or fisheries. And the consumption of fisheries product, this is a comparison of the fishery product and the beef. Year 2014, in the world, people more eat seafood than beef. Actually, I don't want to fight to the livestock animal research areas or peoples. I just want to show some report. As I told you, the global populations are growing, so we need more and more food. And recently, many of large size of the company in the world are joining to the aquaculture industries. In Japan, many of large size trading companies such as Mitsubishi, Mitsui, Sumitomo, Marubeni, or big size of the electricity companies started to do the aquaculture in Japan and also outside of Japan. The reason why such a large size of the companies are interested in aquaculture, there are three important reasons. One is feed conversion ratio, and second is the CO2 and the global warming gas productions. Third is the consumption of water or water footprint. Feed conversion ratio means how much need a feed for production. For example, if the FCR, feed conversion ratio, is 1, to produce 1 kilo of the meat, need 1 kilo of feed. This is a feed conversion rate. In case of fish, the FCR is ranging 1 kilo to 3 kilo. In case of the poultry, 2 to 3.5. Pig, 3.8 to 4.5. In case of the beef, over 4. So you can easily to understand the aquaculture is good compared to livestock animal. Second, the CO2 or global warming gas productions. In case of the CO2 gas productions, in case of fish productions, fish produce 2.5 to 10 kilo. In case of the poultry, the 1.5 to 4. So the poultry is nice, but in case of the other livestock animal, it's not good. And the third is the consumption of the water. Of course, the aquatic organisms, aquatic animals need water, but they do not consume the water. A little. But in case of the poultry or other livestock animal to produce, they consume a lot of the water. So these 3 points are important. And so many of the companies are interested in aquacultures for producing our food, like a seaweed culture. And I'm doing international project with Thai researchers under the JICA and the JST, both agency of the Japanese government. Our project name is Thai Fish Project. And fortunately, Walailak University, Dr. Sweet, and other staff are joining of our project. This is our Thai Fish Project, but due to time limitation, I don't talk much. But you can see there are many universities from Thailand are joining this project to develop better aquaculture technologies. And with the Thai researchers, we are studying the feed for fish and shrimp using seaweed and the seagrass of Thailand. Reason why we are studying fish meal feed for aquaculture, because fish meal and fish oil price are increasing. And we target these organisms. This is marine algae. And this marine algae produce high DHA. DHA is good for our health. And relatively high lipid productions. And non-photosynthetic nature. So we succeeded to use such marine algae as a feed additive for sea bass. And then fortunately some of the fish farm use developed feed. And then we succeeded to produce nice sea bass. And we can eat this sea bass as sashimi and sushi. So I believe we can overcome the problem in the aquaculture and develop sustainable aquaculture industry. And I believe that the continuation of sustainable aquaculture will help solve the world food shortage that may come in the future. And we need collaborations between Thailand and Japan. Thank you very much.
I thank Professor Hirono for the remarks. And you've touched on a very important issues about agricultural sustainability. So how do we produce food that is needed even more with the increase in the populations? But at the same time, how do we make that production of food sustainable and not destroying or affecting negatively our environment, the very foundations of all beings. So thank you again, Professor. Thank you so much. I do have a lot of questions already by this time, but let's have the opportunity to hear everybody deliver their opening remarks, and then we all can join. And once again, may I remind the audience, sorry, I've turned my back on these people here. Once again, may I remind that you all can ask questions. I'm sure we have a wireless microphone floating around somewhere. When you raise your hands, then I think somebody will get the microphone to you. You can, once again, may I say that you can ask questions both in Thai and in English. I will be doing the translation if you ask in English, in Thai, I'm sorry. So this is a very important issue because as we know, or I'm not sure, some might not know, but anyway, the point that also highlighted by Dr. Surachai this morning about the importance of blue carbon as a way to mitigate climate change. They say this is a new frontier, the new frontier for climate change science. So is that important? Because that's the soil, these salt marshes or sea grasses, or you can see the sea meadows, beautiful meadows along the coast, for example. They play a very important role in absorbing the carbon and store sequestered. You know, the sequestrations by this soils, seagrass and mangroves and all of that play a very important role in mitigating climate change. So I turn over to Prof. Johnson from University of Malaya.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Say a few words before the expertise of Professor. I visited U of AM, Malaya, with Dr. Suvit and others only a month ago, and I visited, we deliberately went to his lab. What Dr. Johnson has been working on is to produce a replacement, construction materials that can be replacement for cement. Because the production of cement causes a lot of damages to the environment and therefore climate change, the rise in temperature. What Dr. Johnson has been working very impressively with Dr. Thanong Sak here at Walailak University cooperatively on this interesting, marvelous research on replacement of cement. So you can get the materials like plastics and other stuff turned into cement, turn into bricks, for example, into materials for construction. So that is very, very interesting. And so now, Professor, you have the floor.
Many thanks, MC, moderator, Professor Surin. Many congratulations to Walailak University. Give a round of applause to you yourself because you have done excellently well. Thank you, Dr. Surachai, President of NACSO. Really, we got so many inputs of Thailand's excellence. Thank you very much. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to your president, Professor Sambot, and all the dignitaries here for giving me this opportunity. I would like to run through my slides. I have a lot of slides, but I run through quickly because your topic is on sustainable disaster management, climate change. It's very important. As he mentioned, your Vice President, Prof. Surin, and visited, and also Professor Thanong Sak Imjai visited us. So you can see, excellent guy. We need more Thangso Kok in Thailand. Can we give a round of applause to all these guys? Very excellent, very nice guy. He visited our lab. I was not there on that day, so I sent my students to take him to the laboratory. It was nice. He visited our lab. Also, your vice presidents, both Vice President and Dr. Chiranchot.
Yeah, indeed, we were working very hard.
Yes,
we visited Prof. Johnson's.
Yes.
And I think Dr. Suvit getting a bit tired already, or I'm not sure what he's doing there.
This is the house we built without cement. No cement at all. I say that's very important for us to bring them to this. So they were there. We are very fortunate to have them. We are number 60 in the world today, number 60 in the university ranking, QS ranking. Once we were 59, we slipped to 65, went to 70, very bad. But today we are in number 60, 2025 ranking. And we would like to work with you, one of the best universities for us, very close proximity, 1 hour flight from Kuala Lumpur to Krabi, then by road, probably 2 hours. So the road is very excellent. Your roads are excellent. Thank you very much for the road department. So I am heading a research center called Center for Innovative Construction Technology. We work with the industry. Our Dr. Surachai rightly mentioned we should work with industry. If we don't work with industry, no innovation, no collaboration, no sustainable development. So please work with industry. Our industry also take our research to the school students. Every year, we bring in all the students from different parts of the states, Malaysia, that are 13 states and federal territories. We bring them online. Whoever comes from this Form 4, Form 3, Form 5, we bring them online, we teach them sustainable development. You can see that's very important how they can. If you don't nurture, if we don't transfer this to the school students, we are failing in our duties. So we conduct this event last year. This year we are going to conduct next in May, in the month of May. We had 450 participants last year, and we give them a lot of prizes. We give them 500 ringgit Malaysia for the first and so on. And further, we visit primary school students one of the things in Switzerland, Sweden, and developed countries they do is inculcate the basic knowledge to the kindergarten students, primary school students. If you don't teach the sustainable development, food wastages, or any of the issues that are coastal erosion, a lot of 1,000 kilometers of east coast in Malaysia is facing danger. So we should take this initiative not only to the higher learning institutions, we should bring to the kindergarten, we should bring to the primary. So what I do myself, I take an initiative, bring my research students, go to the school, hands-on training. This is what we do it every year without fail. This is very important. I advise, I encourage Walailak to take because your president, Professor Sambot, is one of the best. We give a round of applause for such a person that you have in Thailand. Thank you. We give a round of applause for him. Yeah, really good. I met him few times. I got encouraged. Whenever I meet him, he encourages. So we need people like him for Thailand. So we bring in student exchange. We would like to bring your students to University of Malaya. We get students from India, from Pakistan, Libya, Algeria, China, many countries. I encourage, come. Even final year students, I bring them. Third year students, I bring them to nurture them in my university. These are the students from different countries, from Egypt, from, China. We collaborate, we go to the exhibitions, we participate. So I'm rushing, and you see we are participating. We also collaborate with French companies or other companies, so on. We have a student clubs in the university. Very important to nurture them, to motivate them towards sustainable development. So if you see this one, quite big, in February 2025, according to this NCEI, very dangerous month for the whole world. If you see that, right from Antarctica to Australia, rainfall or very, very warm climate or very wet climate, it's going to damage the entire globe. We are in danger. Our children, our grandchildren are in danger. So we have the initiative to do it. If not, we look at this graph. It's very important. China alone consumes 57% of the cement consumption compared to India. I come from India. Even though I work in Malaysia, I come from India. My population is 1.4 billion, similar to China. But look at the consumption of cement between China and India. Almost there, no comparison. It's broad, it's like a gulf between India and China. You see that, that's why this one, Bill Gates, who is a computer specialist, he's a software guy, he wrote an article citing United States of America's Geological Survey in Washington Post. He said, he compared what Americans used from 1901 to 2000, 100 years, Chinese used within 3 years, cement. 3 years, 2011 to 2013. It's very, very much. You go to China, you will see cement everywhere. You will go to China, you will see high-rise building everywhere. This is huge development, prosperity, but sustainability must be considered in any development. You cannot compromise people, prosperity, and the planet. All three have three legs. People, we should concern about people, we should concern about the planet. At the same time, prosperity should not be the priority. We should concern the people and the planet. So very important. And you see, this is another statistics. US consumes 5 billion gallons of water, potable water, flushed toilets. That's enough for the whole world. And you can see the energy consumption, so on. So no time for me to go through all. I'm just going through using this shell. This is a shell from palm oil fruits. We developed this into a blast-resistant concrete. This can absorb blast and impact. I can show 1-minute video later. Okay, so we are using the waste material. Even this is a rice husk. You can see the rice husk here on the rice husk. From the rice husk, we can develop sodium silicate. That can be used as a building material, one of the components in the building material. So very important for us to see. See, we develop blocks which we can use for building houses, small houses in the vicinity of factories. Wherever there are palm oil industries, you can have a small plant producing the bricks and blocks to develop. So one of the challenges we received was to build a house for bus drivers without cement. We took the challenge. And we built the house for the bus drivers we constructed it. I told Professor Thang So Kong, Imjai, please start initiate. You meet the president. Your president is very vibrant. Ask him for a land. You have 3,000 acres of land. Build a house without cement, without the conventional material. Build it. Show to the world. Show to Thailand, the government. Yes, we can do it. He has already developed recycled concrete aggregate. I have seen the benches. He built it in the campus, few benches. Thank you very much for your initiative. So we built. The bus drivers were sitting in the cabin, in this cabin. They challenged us, build a house for them. So we took that challenge and we built a house without cement. All our laboratory, these are our products, our students designed in the laboratory. We constructed the house using IBS, we call industrialized building system, and we have constructed it and we have handed over this. Even we use plastic, recycled plastic for the payments on the walkway. And this is the house we have handed over to the bus drivers. Today, when we go to the house, they are so happy, they say, thank you very much. And they say, this is thermal comfort. We don't use air condition because of the thermal insulating material that we used. So this is the very important development in University of Malaya. As I told you, people, planet, prosperity. Don't consider prosperity as the only milestone in the development of nation. According to Elkington, he said, balancing these three, people, planet, and prosperity, that is where you get the sustainable development. Not only looking at the prosperity. And today you look at the challenges we face. Depletion of natural resources. I sometimes jokingly tell my students, your children or your grandchildren will have to find house inside the forest because you don't have cement. They may not have a cement. They may not have natural resources, sand. Sand is very important resource. They may not get the sand after 20 years. We have already consumed. Therefore, very important, CO2 emission and rising cost of the building materials. Millions of houses. India alone need millions of houses. Imagine the requirement. So what we have to do, sustainable development. So I don't take much time, 2 minutes. I need this. We replaced the conventional aggregates, granite, with the oil palm shell, which is a waste material, biodegradable, but this can sustain blast impact. I can show 1 minute video, and you can see that how we developed these slabs in the University of Malaya. We transported to Holudu in China because we don't have a facility to blast test, so we tested it. You can see this is the live blast test, 10 kg TNT. Standoff distance is 1.5 meters. So we have developed it and tested it in China. We have 1 minute video. I don't take much of your time, so I will play the video. This is a waste material, and audio is there. There's audio.
And other Southeast Asian countries.
Our research enabled us to identify the ductility characteristics of OPS with collaboration of researchers from various universities and public bodies to explore the blast-resistant characteristics of oil palm shell concrete.
The attempt was a breakthrough as for the first time, oil palm shell and agricultural waste was used to replace conventional aggregate in the development of lightweight concrete, christened as oil palm shell concrete.
OPSC was designed and fabricated in the University of Malaya laboratory, and then the specimens were shipped to Hiludao, China for testing. Blast tests were conducted on the specimens. After the blast test, the OPSC specimens showed ductility and impact-resistant characteristics such a way that not even a single shrapnel was found after the test on OPSC specimens. However, the normal concrete slabs couldn't withstand the blast test, neither the impact nor the pressure, and completely shattered and damaged. There were a large number of shrapnel found from the shattered normal concrete slab. Thus, the research on OPSC slabs proved that OPSC could resist blast loads up to 10 kilograms TNT despite multiple cracks and some deformation. The OPSC panels were able to resist the blast loads, and thus it paved way for further research and commercial interest for future application for blast-resistant application.
Thank you very much. I close this. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, Prof. Johnson. Very impressive indeed. We saw firsthand, as mentioned by Prof. Johnson, his lab. And that last point itself is very interesting because it's, when they had a blast test, it's actually much stronger than the commonly used cement. Very interesting. So his research is very advanced to get replacement for cement that has led to a very significant destruction of the environment, and therefore the unsustainability. So thank you again, Prof, for that very point. And now the last one before we come to questions and answers and comments is Dr. Malika, our very own scientist. This is our very important person. The president called her an iron lady. นะครับท่านอธิการชอบเรียกท่านมาริกาว่าเป็นหญิงเหล็ก the iron lady. So because she works marvelous, she works wonders. She can do many things at the same time. But she will be telling the audience what sort of research that she's been doing, and then we can wrap it up. And then once this is done, then we can come back to question and answer. Please, Doctor.
Thank you very much for a nice introduction. As a homegrown Walailak University faculty members, because this is the first place that after I graduate, I start to work here. I would like to share with you about blue carbon for sustainability. This is a case study from coral reef to mangrove forests that they all located in Thailand, especially in southern part of Thailand. Actually, most of the work has been done by Professor Chris. So our team is working on sensor technology, working on IoT, drone mapping, machine learning, artificial intelligence. And why would all of these related to blue carbon? I would like to show you only parts of the thing that we are doing. Other research probably hasn't really touched on blue carbon. So my talk today would like to emphasize on the work that we do in blue carbon thing, okay? We integrated right now, we helping with ARDA, granting agency. We work on mud crab, IoT, for aquaculture, and for coral sensor networks. We've been working on more than 15 years. Support by NR SWTC. Now we start working on mangrove forests. We helping the GLOBE program from the US, funded by NASA, developing mosquito app that been used worldwide, like 127 countries. So I would like to share from coral reef to mangrove forest. So stay with me, okay? From coral reef, we monitoring Racha Island, which is 40 kilometers from Phuket Island. We deploying some sensors, and the sensor has been sending the data real time online. We are the third country that been doing this, helping from AIMS from Australia. So from 15 years of data monitoring, the last publication on this thing is about how COVID event affecting on the fish population in the area. And we found that because of no tourists, nobody come and feed the fish, so some of the fish species disappear. Okay? If you love to go diving and you tend to feed fish with bread, okay? Those fish gone, okay? And the coral reef has been recovery and being happy. So maybe some area without human disturbance might be a good thing for environment. So we're talking about sustainability, right? From the sensor, we can detect the post-tsunami event. And changing from coral reef, we moving on to the blue swimming crabs. This 2024, we published 2 papers related with Ajahn Chantira and Ajahn Amonsak. Okay, we team up with Ajahn Chantira and Ajahn Amonsak. We take a look at government policy influence on land use and land cover changes. We use 30 years data analysis using remote sensing data with real actual data and just publish these, and it seems government policy do have strong impacts on sustainability, especially on aquaculture. In the past, we promote on shrimp aquaculture. When something happened, we start promoting on other culture. And now, Walailak very strong research on blue swimming crab recovery. Okay. The second paper is on nursery habitat requirements. Blue swimming crabs, they have to have a baby somewhere, right? They have to swim and grow in the ocean. So we have to protect, okay, where the babies being nurtured. So this is the papers that you can go and take a look where in the Gulf of Thailand the baby blue swimming crab is located. And the last part is about the mangrove monitoring. We work with Ban Lam. This paper is about to publish, we're submitting. We integrated remote sensing and used drone imagery, estimate above ground biomass and carbon stock modeling at Ban Lam mangrove in Thailand. So we try to test the accuracy between remote sensing data and the drone imagery, okay? Estimating if the drone work really well and give better accuracy, maybe National Forest Department can hire Walailak University to estimate all the mangrove in southern part of Thailand, including in other areas. Okay, this is part of the education that we've been working with the GROW program with 127 countries. Last slide, I would like to share with you with my honor to start working at Walailak University. I do believe that Walailak has strong impacts on social engagement, helping communities around us. We helping, hopefully, we contribute to dengue-free Southeast Asia by educating so many countries around the world to eliminate mosquito breeding sites. We hoping that by understanding using drone imagery, coral sensor network, we can increase coral reef diversity. We can hope to prevent marine debris, better tourism income, stop zero hunger. In cooperation with Professor Sivarit and Professor Pimlapat, we also working as a part of the project on carbon neutrality tourism. So helping with tourism sector, adding technology into tourism sector would help in terms of bringing more income. For the smart aquaculture and sensor technology, we hope that we can increase mud crab quality and quantity and reduce use of other chemicals. At the end, as part of biology department and School of Science, I do believe that having high biodiversity, especially in southern part of Thailand, that we have a good coral reef and 2 mangrove. With technology that we have, Walailak University are ready and have a strong commitment for sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Malika, our president, vice president and dean and researcher. As you can see, that a very data impact packed, very rich data that she has produced as a result of her research over the years. So very interesting It's very interesting now. I'm going to start tying things together. And one very important issue that all of you, the panelists, seem to touch on is the awareness and international collaborations among various stakeholders in the countries as well as across the national borders. This is a very important issue that all of you seem to be touching on. Of course, this is a very pressing issue. Now, when it comes to the issue of awareness among the public awareness, I mean, Dr. Johnson has done some marvelous work getting even all the way down to kindergarten students, kids, primary, to get them aware of the changing situation, the impact, the risks faced by human beings, the challenges posed by climate change, the rise in temperature, which are impacting on food production and all of that. I'm just wondering how many people are aware of the so-called blue carbon as a means to mitigate climate change. มีสักกี่ท่านครับที่นี่ที่เข้าใจประเด็นนี้อย่างแจ่มแจ้งว่า blue carbon หรือสิ่งที่เรียกว่าทรัพยากรทางทะเลหรือระบบนิเวศชายฝั่งเนี่ยสามารถที่จะช่วยและช่วยในระยะยาวด้วยช่วยให้สภาพการเปลี่ยนแปลงทางภูมิอากาศของเราเนี่ยดีขึ้นมีใครบ้างครับยกมือ Anybody is aware of the impact of the blue carbon on mitigating climate change? Anyone? Raise your hands. Maybe people are more familiar with the terrestrial ecosystems, forests, and all of that absorbing, or the land-based vegetation absorbing the CO2. But this is a new frontier, as I mentioned, of climate change science. So Dr. Vegas, Dr. Kumar Vegas, can you first address on this very issue of awareness? Because you touched on degradations of blue carbon ecosystem, you touch on local awareness, restoration and conservation of the, the very ecosystem. So maybe, but I thought your point about awareness is quite crucial here. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Professor Rain. I think, I mean, I did touch upon earlier in my talk that awareness is very important, because the challenge, that the question that Professor Rain was asking, like how many of us are really aware, first of all, about blue carbon, and how many of us are actually really aware the potential that it holds. In my view, I mean, if you look at the broader kind of a general overview, people are aware about the green economy more often than blue economy. Part could be also, you can say, like, the communities or the universities or people who are away from the ocean domain, they tend not to focus on the coastal lines. And I think I see, for example, this trend quite a lot in India, where I come from. If you talk to anybody who are probably 500 kilometers away from the coastal region, they have got absolutely no clue the potential that it holds. But I won't be surprised even if the people who live in the coastal areas would be very much aware of the potential, particularly when we talk in the context of the climate change. And I think part of the problem is actually, what role all the different stakeholders are playing. I mean, whether there's a policy which is very clear in terms of the potential and how we can preserve or reverse climate change, particularly by emphasizing the importance of blue economy or blue carbon. Do we teach at the university level everywhere about the blue carbon? I don't think that's the case. But certainly in the last decade, we have seen many universities, particularly in Australia, in Asia, in some other regions, where slowly they have started to realize the potential that blue carbon, blue economy holds, the ecosystem holds. Because often, I think, if my understanding is right, I think they are probably 10 times more efficient than the traditional, the rainforest, and I think how they actually, preserve our climate. But we don't know about it. So if we don't know about it, if the communities who are highly dependent on this, marine ecosystem, then they do the damage. And most of the time, the damage is done unknowingly. If we talk about, for example, Thailand, which is highly dependent on tourism, we have excessive tourism where tourists coming from all across the place. And there are different activities, which we do, and unknowingly we actually again damage the ecosystem, which takes years to really kind of regenerate and actually provide that benefit. where we can see that the blue economy or the marine ecosystem can be, 10 times big, greater in trapping the carbon and storing the carbon for hundreds of years, which you said earlier. But if you damage it, it releases that carbon back to the environment, which actually is more dangerous. So do we know about this? Don't think so. So I think, as in higher education, I think it is our responsibility to kind of really educate our next generation workforce, because students who are students at the moment, they are our future policymakers, they are our future engineers, they are our future scientists, they are future entrepreneurs. And if we all are aware, then I think we have that more responsibility to really act in a more sensible way, where actually we can really make a big impact in terms of making the climate much more conducive for all of us to survive. So I think that's why I was saying, but it is a collective effort. Yes, higher education can play a lead role in this, but we need businesses, we need policymakers, we need regulation, we need NGOs, we need even general audience to really work together, because it's all impact is going to be felt by all of us. It's not just something businesses will be feeling. We all probably having health issues. My professor was talking about the food chain. Its impact is massive. If we do not think very creatively about that, we won't have enough food. So what we're going to do about that? I think we've already kind of crossed that tipping point. I don't think we can reverse back, in my view, but we can slow it down. We can hang there for longer if we start making those collective actions. And this is where the first point I see always is the awareness, because people don't know, even they've heard the word blue carbon, but they don't know what actually it is about and how we can really make a contribution in that area.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And that's pretty much related to what I just like to ask Prof. Johnson about, because you've been involved in promoting awareness, even though your research might not be exactly on the blue carbon thing, but anyway, certainly your research is on sustainability broadly. But I just want to ask you about the issue about promoting awareness, because it seems pretty. So my point is that how alarming is it, or can you do a little bit of evaluations of the work that you have done in the area of promoting awareness? Do people pick that up, or people just continue to ignore this, or what is the situation? What is your broad evaluation of that?
Yeah, thank you, Professor Surin. Just now we heard from Japanese Professor Iko, and he mentioned on the food scarcity. It's a real danger. It's a real danger. But at the same time, are you aware hundreds of tons of food is being wasted? We are wasting every day. So on one hand, people are under poverty. They don't have a meal on the table. On the other hand, we waste the food. You go to the restaurants or in university hostels, we find. So creating awareness on the issue is important. So we need to inculcate when our children are young at home. It begins at home. Dr. Surachai, I really thank him. Such an eminent person today. He took us beyond. Why Thailand is one of the emerging superpowers in Southeast Asia? Because of people like you. You are putting efforts to inculcate this to the school level, university level, ministry level, because the linkage, I believe, the onus is on us, parents. We should start at home. We should start at home, inculcating the basic values of sustainable development. And at the same time, community. Today, with all the social media, awareness on coastal protection. You see, as I told, 1,300 kilometers east coast Malaysia in danger. Every time, every November, December, thousands of houses flooded. People run away to shelters. Same, I hope, in Vietnam. We are working with the Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. Everywhere we feel the coastal coastal line is in danger. So creating awareness, like what Dr. Mallika mentioned, Prof. Mallika mentioned, it's very important we touch the lives of every community, fishermen. Fishermen is in danger. They are not educated like us. Why don't we go there? Inculcate some knowledge. Why don't we go to the beyond, like Prof. Kumar mentioned, the communities that are not aware. So we should take that initiative. And as I told Bill Gates, nothing to do with the cement. He wrote an article in Washington Post, as I explained, about the danger of cement industry. Almost 10% of CO2 emission coming from this cement industry. Dr. Surachai mentioned on the carbon capture. We can use that carbon capture for concrete because people have developed concrete using carbon dioxide, infusing the carbon dioxide into the concrete. So wherever there are industries that pollute the environment, capture it, infuse into the concrete. I request our civil engineering department, please work with the science or other faculties to bring in the CO2 and infuse into the concrete. This kind of knowledge must be taken to all grassroots levels. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Before I ask Professor Hirono and Dr. Malika to answer some of the questions I have, I think we have the question from our audience. Can you please, first of all, identify ขอไมโครโฟนให้ท่านหน่อยได้ไหมครับขอไมโครโฟนลอยให้ท่านศาสตราจารย์จากประเทศอังกฤษนะครับขอไมโครโฟนให้ท่านด้วยฮะนะครับเอาไมโครโฟนจากของหนูนุชก็ได้นะลูกนะครับโอเค Can you please identify yourself and then follow up with and then follow by your questions, please? Thank you.
Professor Kibros Pilagoudas from the University of Sheffield. Professor Surin, before you go
Sheffield, University of Sheffield. Okay, thank you.
Before you go further down the line, when you ask us if we know what is blue carbon, nobody answered yes, and I'm still puzzled. What is the definition of blue carbon? How is it captured? How is it stored? And what is the danger that is going to be released in the future? Is it just carbonate? Is it hydrocarbons? So what is the nature of this blue carbon? Because we are talking about educating others. Let's start by educating ourselves.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor. Sorry I didn't catch your name properly, but...
Kibros.
Yeah, Kibros, Professor from Sheffield University in the UK. Thank you very much for joining us today. Could I ask Dr. Malika to answer that questions as you have not been asked the questions, the extent to which the marine ecosystems like sea grasses, salt marshes, mangroves, and all of that could capture, or this is called blue carbon, could capture the CO2. So if I get your questions correctly, that is the point. So can you please explain from a scientific point of view a little bit more about the extent to which, probably from a comparative perspective, the blue carbon can play or can capture the CO2, maybe as compared to the green carbon, because we are talking of blue carbon, and then the contrast of that or parallel with that is the green carbon. So Dr. Malika, can you please briefly touch on that?
I'm not sure if I understand it correctly, but would you asking what the difference between blue carbon and green carbon? I don't think so. Okay, can you please ask again to make sure that I understand how it's captured, how the carbon has been captured in nature?
The mechanism that what we call, what is blue carbon? So how is it captured? What is the chemistry and what is the process?
Right, okay. So we have to go down to the very basics. Dr. Malika, what is blue carbon?
Normally things that capture CO2 is plant, okay, through photosynthesis, okay? Because part of my background is biology. So if I am a plant, this is the leaf. So when the sun coming up, my leaf has some gut cell and open, and then they will bring CO2 in and change with the photosynthesis. It changes CO2 to be sugar. and then it changed sugar to store in a cellulose form, okay? And the reason why we interested in blue carbon, because blue carbon can trap and sink like being stored in nature for more than thousands of years. For the green carbon, which is mostly terrestrial plants, usually we facing forest fire and it burn that cellulose, trees, logs that been stored, and CO2 has been released back into the atmosphere. But for mangrove and organisms that in the coastal area, they tend not to burn. Okay, so the CO2 that trap and sink into the tree can be there and buried for thousands of years. So that's why blue carbon can store 2 to 4 times higher and longer than green carbon. Thank you.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Malika. In other words, the power of marine ecosystem is very, the ability of marine ecosystem to capture, to sequester, the CO2 is much higher, and then can store underground, under the soils for many thousands of years, unlike the green carbon, the terrestrial carbon, which is probably precarious. It's more precarious. So that is the whole point. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Would you like to add to that, please? No. Okay. Now I would like to come back to come back to Professor Hirono, because Professor Hirono, one of the things you mentioned about your professional pursuit is that you have visited Thailand many times. You have a lot of friends from Thailand. You have good contacts with the academics and postgraduate students and all of that. So can you talk from the point of view of international collaborations in the sustainability issues? Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So international collaborations, it's very important for human resource development. In case of my university, many of the international students are studying. From Thailand, more than 70 students came to my university and already graduated, and they came back to Thailand, and they are working at the private sectors, universities, government research institute, and so on. So when we start our international project, research project under the JST and the JICA, I talked with many of the alumni of my university or other Japanese university graduated students in Thailand. So in my experience, it is not easy to start the international collaborations without the establishment of the human or researchers' connections. So the development of the human resource, in my experience, the most important is to give a chance to the young peoples to study outside of their countries. So to study outside of their countries, the foreign countries, young students or young staff will have a lot of new experience. And I believe that such a new experience will stimulate their brain. So then they will think about a new thing. So I often told to our government to use more money for young people and also the university students. for giving a chance to study. Not only undergraduate, but also graduate school, master and PhD, and also to study outside of their countries. So if they go out, and then they touch with new things, they will develop more and more. That they will be better and better for their thinking.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much for your view, which is about. It's interesting to hear the view from developed countries like Japan talking about the concern, talking about promoting international collaborations and all of that. Talking about which, I would like to come back to Dr. Malika about, because one of the things that I think people at Walailak universities are very aware of the efforts by Dr. Malika to connect Walailak University with other scientists and other government officials around the world. She's been working very closely with the Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or TICA. And recently she has brought some 19 countries, representative academics and government officials from 19 countries to be here, to be at this very place at Walailak University to learn about the environmentally friendly agriculture, sustainable agriculture. So that is her one of her expertise there. So could you touch on that, Dr. Malika, please?
Previously, some of the slides from some of the professor here already, I think professor from Japan, saying that by 2050, we will be facing on food security problem. How would we be able to feed the world? The world will be 9 billion people standing, breathing, and try to find something to eat, right? The only way that we can be, we probably will not live that long, I don't know, we can add up the years. But the only way we can do that is only through sustainability. We have to do aquaculture smarter. We have to do better of agriculture smarter. We have to use the water to watering the system, okay? As you can see from his slide, we probably have to stop eating beef, right? Because beef take a lot of water, right? Tonight, no steak, okay? So I do believe using sensor technology, smart automatic weather station, we can control the amount of water that we can watering all the food and raising all the shrimp and fish and crab, right? So by starting using precision farming, it also helps to feed the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Malika. And in fact, the one issue that she highlighted in her presentation was that we have been very well recognized by the United Nations through the Times Higher Education in the area of SDGs. What the meaning of participating in the SDGs promotion is that we are very concerned about the state of our environment. We are very concerned about the way in which we live, the efforts that we may do in terms of protecting our environment and all of that. So Walailak University, as pointed out by Professor Dr. Sombat and Dr. Surachai, is that we've been doing very well. We are very proud of that, and certainly we are participating very well in that international efforts to protect our environments and other areas of human concerns. So I will end in the next 5 minutes or so at 11:30 or so. So are there any questions? Any more questions from the audience? Anyone raising? We have a number of scientists, in fact, being present in this room who are working on this area, like Dr. Sutira, who is working on mangroves, plantations, and all of that. He's working very, very closely with the Japanese organizations to get them to plant mangroves, Professor, here in Tasala. Yes, please identify yourself and please ask questions.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad from the School of Public Health, Walailak University. My question is from Professor Johnson. Thank you very much for your presentations and for your, I like your style, but I want to ask you the question. You talk about that the palm oil, extracts are the basic sustainable option for the cement. But due to my limited knowledge, I think that the palm oil also have some, impact on environment, like for example, deforestation, loss of biodiversity, and green oil gas emissions. So how can you explain about that? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor, for your important question. This is a policy issue. Thank you, Sida, please. Thank you very much. I think you touched a very, very significant issue. One way we just heard from a Japanese professor how food scarcity, food shortage will impact. On the other hand, we are destroying the forest, deforestation, as you mentioned. So is there a balance? It's all up to people like Dr. Surachai, those who are in policy, and academics, all this. So there should be a proper database. I tell you one thing. You go to Europe, how many domestic waste they collect from each house, they have a database. And how many tons of this waste, domestic waste, plastics or paper or this, how they, this so-called, they sort it out and they recycle it. Can I ask, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Thailand, we don't have a database. Every day we collect waste. How many tons of waste we incinerate without segregating? So the issue is database, first of all, database. Anyhow, we cannot compromise on deforestation. In fact, you look at this campus, 3,000 acres. I love to see that every time they probably here, they plant it. I heard from Professor Tangsoka Imjai, our president, loves to plant trees all over. You see that even they cut a tree, probably they resubstitute it by planting another tree. So we need to have, say, deforestation because we want more oil, palm oil. But at the same time, we need to substitute, plant back, so that at least if not 10 years, probably in coming years, there will be a little bit of balance. Yeah, I really agree with you. Thank you very much for the important question, sir.
Thank you very much.
Professor Vikas Kumar.
Thanks. I think I'd just like to add what Professor was just talking about in terms of we need to compensate, right? But I think it's quite important to look at the other side of the picture. So for example, yes, from the policy side, we need to look at what we do to compensate if we have to grow palm oil. But the challenge, I think what he was presenting earlier, we're already doing that, right? And I think, but still we're generating waste out of that. So we're not using those shells. So instead of throwing and making no use, if we can find a better use, which can actually save some other way in terms of the impact on the environment, then we should be looking for those innovative solutions. So there's always a right balance that we need to make. And that's the reason I think earlier I was saying that there needs to be a right balance. And I think it's not about your problem or my problem, it's our problem. So how do we collectively work and think and make a positive impact? And also I would like to go back to the earlier question about the blue economy down there, or blue carbon earlier. I think it's important to understand the difference between the impact, like what I was mentioning earlier. So if you look at, I think, the blue carbon and in the marine ecosystem and how much they can actually absorb, so we talked about the carbon sequestration, right? It's normally more than 10 times than terrestrial forests, which Professor Malika was actually mentioning earlier. It's also, I think, if you look at the seagrass or you look at the salt marshes, I think they all have the much more higher absorption rate as compared to traditional forests. So when we look at the importance of those marine ecosystem compared to the forest, this is a point we're trying to make it that we need to really pay more importance to that one. It doesn't mean that we don't pay attention to the other side of the story, but we need to create the right balance, because if we're really committed about making some significant impact to reduce the impact on the climate change, then we need to look at much more efficient solutions around. And we have those solutions around, but perhaps we are not paying enough attention that we need to pay that. So that's, I think, the point I think is important takeaway from here, that we need a collective effort. We need to look at the innovative solutions. Of course, there are more problems. We need to find solutions to those problems at the policy level, at the regional level, at the country level, and in a more collaborative way if we really want to make a difference. So hopefully, I think that kind of answers to both questions to an extent.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the questioner and the answers given by Prof. Johnson and also Prof. Kumar. And I think it's about time that we wrap this up. And after this, we also would like to invite the President to present a token of appreciation. But I would like to give Dr. Malika the last word, if you would, to make the last remarks, if you would like to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to special thanks to our President with his strong vision. He's so visionary, okay? What I would like to state here is because of his visionary. We have all students taking climate change as general education class. We probably the only university that have all the students learn about the climate change that impacts how to mitigate, okay? And then our president lead our university to become green campus, okay? What do you mean by green campus? We have green mobility, all the shuttle bus, the first, second, third year student now, they all electric scooter, okay? No fossil fuel motorcycle, like traditional motorcycle allowed, okay? And because of his vision, electricity is one of the things that we need to concern. So he has put up 3 different varieties of solar energy on campus, including solar roof, which is will have 2 megawatt. Solar farm, which is another 3 megawatt. And by the end of this year, we will have floating solar, which is another 7 megawatt. In total, we use only 7 megawatt, but we probably going to have more than 11 megawatt in the very near future. And this also as a future plan. Because of a strong vision, we become more green. We educate our undergrads better. So I would like to ask you to give a big applause to our president. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Malika. And indeed, I'd like to second that comments made by Dr. Malika. Indeed, Walailak is known by United Nations people for walk the talk. We talk and we act. So certainly we can't say otherwise. This is basically with the strong leadership on the part of Prof. Thamrong Thanyawong. And so now I would like to, this is pretty much wrapping up the session this morning, the panel discussion. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Malika, Professor Johnson from University of Malaya. I would like to thank Professor Vikas Kumar from the, currently from the Birmingham City University, but soon to be Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research. And congratulations in advance. When are you taking up the position? Next Monday, congratulations. Dr. Sirit, you must take him for a big dinner to congratulate him. He looked after us very well when we visited there last time. And of course, I will thank Professor Hirono, who is no stranger to Thailand. So you please come back again here for sure. So with that, I would like to thank the panelists, again, thank the audience, and more importantly, I would like to thank Dr. Surachai, the head of the Nexpo, and of course, Professor Sombat, Dr. Thamrong Thanyawong, the president, who has been working very, very hard. He has forgotten about Bangkok already. Now his residence is in Nakhon Si Thammarat. So that's how hard he's been working. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. So, proceeding to the next agenda, we are going to present the token of appreciation to our panelists and our moderator, Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikut.
Once again, may I invite Professor Dr. Sombat Thamrong Chanyawong, President of Walailak University, to present a token of appreciation to our panelists and our moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round for Professor Dr. Ikuo Hirono from the Graduate School of Marine Science and Technology, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan. Next, may I invite Professor Vikas Kumar from the Faculty of Business, Law and Social Sciences from Birmingham City University, the United Kingdom. Next, Professor Dr. Yu Johnson Alikaram from the Department of Civil Engineering, the Faculty of Engineering, University of Malaya, Malaysia. Next, may I invite Professor Dr. Mallika Jaran Suthasini, the Vice President and Dean of School of Science, Center of Excellence for Eco-Informatics School of Science, Walailak University, Thailand. And last but not least, our moderator, Associate Professor Dr. Surin Maisikut, Vice President of Walailak University, Thailand.
So thank you, Mr. President, our panelists and our moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived to the conclusion of the opening ceremony of Walailak Research Convention, WRC 2025, under the theme, The Roles of Higher Education in Driving Sustainability and Blue Carbon. On behalf of Walailak University, we would like to thank you all for honoring us with your presence in Walailak Research Convention, WRC 2025, held in celebration of 33rd anniversary of Walailak University. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ